Hola. So today is Monday, July 22nd, 2024. Yesterday was a full moon in Capricorn. A lot is changing. A lot of interesting things are going on. People can see. I'm really looking forward to this next season. So I was just thinking about goals and spiritual goals and what success means, and just being a spiritual being in a more physical projected body, blah blah blah, right? A matter body, light in matter, right? But anyways, I was just thinking about success, and I was like, actually just doing what one said that they would do. Thinking about childhood, I'm thinking about not only my childhood as the person that I am, but like really being in touch with my inner child, which is eternal child, which is God's child, golden child, right? And what I wanted to do here. And I wanted to be myself, and I wanted to bring all my knowledge from all my travels and all my lifetimes and all my families and just all my learnings, all the wars, all the confusion, all the good-heartedness, the hope, the faith. And to me, that's why I can walk around, for the most part, feeling very good about myself, feeling joy, feeling light, even in situations where, the homeless situation that I'm in right now. And there are people that I'm around who have faith, who know that this is temporary, and that, I've gotten to say, I am who I am wherever I am, right? I was born from love, I grew up in the heart of the mother. I grew up in darkness, that womb energy. And then light, light is, to me, like, it's being born, it's seeing. Imagine, there's that part at the beginning of the Bible that's like, let there be light, which means what was there before, right? So since I grew up in the womb, and since I grew up in the heart of the mother, and since I feel like I grew up in darkness, especially just thinking about this life, being the underworld and having to navigate, knowing who I am and where I'm from, knowing what I was here to do, which was in stages. It's just been a lovely journey. I'm 46 years old. I just turned 46 in May. I'm a Taurus. A Taurus 12th house sun. And anybody who knows that placement knows where I'm at right now, and knows what I'm talking about success. And please do a happy dance with me, because the 12th house ain't no joke. But the Taurus part, I think, especially being a May-born Taurus, and a Taurus, no matter what, whether it's Eastern astrology, Chaldean, or whether it's Western, right, tropical, sidereal, whatever one, I'm still a Taurus, right? And so that's really nice to be born and to continuously choose that star system to be born and have it projected on the earth at that time. I feel like that's how we get here. We're all stardust. We're all light beams. Light is waves and particles. We're learning more about physics and matter and quantum. It's not just quantum theories, quantum matter, quantum travel. I don't know. But it's just lovely. It's lovely to be. It's lovely to be in this time. I just feel a big release, and I feel a unwinding and an unraveling that I experienced energetically, that I've prayed for, just to be free from the past and not have any guilt about the choices that I've made to get me to this point, which is to be true to myself, to explore self-compassion, which I learned from having compassion for others all through my life, and learning about forgiveness in my early 20s, and being able to utilize that throughout all my life and all my lifetimes, because that's where I come from. I come from love. I come from unconditional love. My main alignment is with the divine feminine. I am healthy yin and yang. I'm so much more than I can say, and so are you, whoever's listening. You're precious. You're meant to be here. You have skills and qualities and gifts that are only yours, and they're for you to develop, discover, accept / receive, and share if that's your path. I am walking a path of a sacred heart. I help activate people's hearts. And for me, the English word for the planet is Earth. The anagram is heart. I believe that we are a planet of emotions, energy and motion, very powerful energy that makes creations unlike any other. There's such a special, and as we come, because right now we're using more of a solar calendar, and one day we perhaps might use both solar and lunar, and then hopefully transition to just, I don't know. I was going to say hopefully just transition to lunar. I feel like at this point, a lunar calendar would be the best calendar for this point in our consciousness, because it only makes sense. We're ruled by the tides. The planet is mostly water. The planet is mostly water undiscovered, like what's underneath all the creatures who've been here. Which means, it's majority, right? So anyways, the tides are, the moon, right? So every 27.2 or it's 27.3 days that the moon goes, and it's basically circling the sun. No, circling the earth. And then it's also going on its own orbital, and that is what happens. So we only see if let's say I'm here in Northern California and I'm here for the whole moon cycle, I only see that one side of the moon. And then as we talk about phases, the moon's always there, right? But as we talk about phases, the sun is hitting the moon at a certain point. Well, they're to me a dance or a walk, or and so I always think about the full moon as like super love and super like I want to show my moon off. That's how I feel like the sun is like. I want to illuminate who I'm with every day, who I love, who I'm just thinking about sun, moon, and stars, and the earth and creation in a personified way, in a fanciful way, in an imaginative way, and also for me in a true way, because I just like it. So to be able to shine the light and have the moon reflect all of that light is such a lovely, I don't know, I was going to say kiss. It's such a lovely merging. I don't know how to describe it. It's like receiving the sun's light and reflecting it to the sun who is giving that light. It's just beautiful. I don't know. So I really like the full moon. And a lot of people, I think, manifest on the full moon. A lot of things come in for me. I don't know how to describe it. The full moon is really special to me. That's all I can say. I used to wish upon for years and years. So I guess if that's what it would be, manifestation. Now it's more an acknowledgement and I'm more aligned what is happening in the moon phases with the zodiac signs that are in those phases. And yeah, I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff. I think Saturn is in retrograde right now. My Saturn is in Leo in the 4th house. My Mars is in Leo in the 3rd house, very late degrees of the 3rd house. I have a Virgo moon in the 4th house. So anybody who knows charts could kind of, I'm a Venus Gemini and 1st house Gemini, so ascendant, and then Jupiter 1st house, Cancer. That's pretty much all my chart that I'm probably gonna say in this video. But I guess I don't want to keep talking. I want to enjoy my walk. I just had my tea. I haven't been walking. Yesterday was my first day walking a proper distance in over a month, maybe. I've been riding my bike, which is good. I love my bike. I love riding so much, but it's been out of balance for me. And sometimes when I'm walking, I get to see any vehicle change. You get to see different things. When you're walking, you kind of can go different places. When you're bike, you can go different places. I haven't been in a car, drove a car in a couple years, or a truck. And there's a lot of places you can go fast and go far, but can't go to, because there's the prescribed roads and signs that say, you know, it's more controlled and more manufactured. There's a lot of freedom in riding a bike. And there's a lot of calmness in walking. Yeah, it's meditative. I needed to work some stuff out. I needed to slow down. I needed to be more in touch with where I'm at presently. And the full moon, there was a lot of release, and what was being released is a lot of energetic ties that I feel, and that I felt guilty about severing, because I was gonna say they're not painful, but what they are is annoying, because I like my energy free, and I feel like I get my energy free, and then there'll be like all these little attachments, and a lot of it felt like it was from my past, which I'm completely uninterested in. Certain patterns in relationships and people that I spent decades with or years with who know me and who knew me and decided and made choices, and I've made choices, and I don't have to feel bad about my choices. So that's the release that I got. Like, I live as light as possible. I live joyfully, and at the same time I feel such a sense of responsibility for others, as far as that we're here to love one another, and we're here to care for one another. And part of what I always want to do is just share all my knowledge and share all my joy, and encourage people, and just let them know, dude, you're loved and you're awesome. Because there's a part of the Bible, our story that I heard, where Jesus was like, I always translate it as, if you think I'm cool, you're super cool. But I think the verse is something like, you'll be able to do more than me, or like, I make miracles and you see this, or it's something like that. He was like, but you will be able to do more, and that's through God. We're expressions of God. We're individuals. We work together. Some of us work in opposition. And that's what people call the duality, but we're multifaceted. It's not just one or two. We're gems. We're precious. Yeah. So I was looking for something. I was looking for a rock, but to kind of show my point. But you can understand when I say you're precious and we're multifaceted. My inner eye projected an image of a ruby. So, and then an emerald, onyx, and I guess I consider those African colors. I always wanted to have a piece of jewelry with those colors. A sphere, very small, and a ring of some sorts. So that would last forever, like something that is, yeah. Maybe one day I'll be able to design it. I have it in my head, but I just don't know how to draw stuff like that right now. I'm more of an abstract and just kind of what comes out. So I kind of want to learn representational drawing, but I really like just expressing the way that I express and seeing how it's going to develop. That's really that's all I really want to do now. So as far as success, is that I just want to be myself and walk the earth as myself and bring all my everything to this point. There's been a lot of work, and that is a very big understatement. There was grid work, there was grid lines, there was ley lines, there's just so much. And then being aware of how to program one's life, how to set a goal and go for a goal, how to listen, how to lose oneself. I was gonna say I was lost for so long that I think some people thought I was always lost. But at some point I found myself and was able to connect with myself, like a higher self, a wiser self, and find out what was going on and know what my own mission is and what I'm capable of, and then to be patient because everything's okay. We're loved. And even though, because I won't say I'm all over the place, I am leaving out a lot because there's a lot of not goodness. So a lot of, all I could say, war and deception and lies and control and the strategies that people have, the cursing. I was thinking about that the other day. People who use the elements or magic or their power or the energy or the power of the universe to hurt others or to bind others or to curse generations and stuff. The cool thing about us generational curse breakers is that we are the walking embodiment of it. As soon as we are aware that we are doing it, or as soon as we choose to, or as soon as we ask to and we accept that on a conscious level, it connects with what we automatically were coming in with. We're already successful because it's in our mind. And that's why a lot of and consciousness is everything. So I won't repeat that. But that's why some people, as we've grown up, some people have recognized this way before we recognized this, but we were always that. The rose and the seed of the rose is still the rose. You know what I'm saying? And use that for any seed plant in nature. We are still who we are as earth seeds, as star seeds, as so it's just, people call it waking up, people call it ascending, which I like that word, ascension. And it's also just an expansion of consciousness, and then it becomes just a different perspective of consciousness and a different projection. And this is where imagination comes through. This is where I call fancifulness, our romanticism. I'm building with what I like now, not with everything that I've experienced and all of that, because it's been, but I'm building with what I love, what I'm interested in, and I'm building from that perspective of peace and joy and awareness that I do create my own life and that I have created a wonderful life, and that as I walk through this new life, I can rejoice and enjoy what I've created and what I've co-created with God and what I've co-created with love and my own ideas and ideals. It's just going to be lovely. And this is what I've really wanted in the last 4 years, to be able to create from the most highest loving vibration consciously that I can, instead of creating with everything. And that's why I can make so many things. But you know, I'm grateful for my past, but I was transmuting a lot of energy. I was healing, which is, you know, that's through means of different modalities. But in the art, in the writing, in the painting, in the poetry, I was healing myself, and at the same time, I was helping to heal others. And hopefully, my intention was just to help people know that they're expressive and can be expressive, and that there's so many ways to be an artist. How one takes care of their home, how one mows their lawn, how one shaves their head or their face, like, you know, stylists. How one, like anybody who's making clothes and making shoes and making components, there's artistry in everything. There is creation in everything. And I appreciate people, even when I see people who are not happy with what they're doing. I know that one day they'll find something that they're happy doing, and this time has led to that. I see the fruit. I see the fruit, and I planted so many seeds. Seeded, and I nurtured them. And then I didn't see them grow because I moved on. But I trust that they have, and I trust that they do. So yeah, I'm in a new phase. I just wanted to share. I want to thank spiders, my spider team, my spider spirits, who create beautiful designs, no matter infinite. It seems like people run through them or don't see them, and it's just built in, just that aspect of I can always create a new web. And www is the World Wide Web, where people who didn't know are forgotten. So that's one of the ways I built, that we are all together in a spider web, you know. And that came from an idea of Stephen King's It, because I read it when I was like 11 or 12. So this is what I'm saying. This is a kid's imagination trying to figure out the world and using everything that I encountered through stories, through people in my life, through school, through all the reading that I did, and the hopes that I had, the pains of my actual physical reality was very painful and very abusive. And so that's what I was healing to. But I always had my mind, and I always had my heart. And I ended up understanding that I couldn't show it all the time. And I had to protect it. And that's what I still do. But now I'm so secure. I know myself so well. There's not much to protect. I've loved everything and everyone. And I do. And then I added myself to it. So I'm focused on who am I? What do I really love? What do I prefer? You know, so that's what I'm saying. I want to build with love. I want to build with, I want to develop more trust, because I've been having, I have self-trust, and I trust God, and I trust the universe. I haven't been wanting to, like, trusting people. I've just been like, So one of my thoughts and prayers is for me to be able to trust people again, because I also want to, but I know discernment, and I know some people listening right now or watching right now is like, you can't trust everybody, and I I would prefer to live in an environment where I could, so I don't have to use that energy and protection, or just like I'm grateful for my discernment. I'm grateful for my protection. I'm grateful for my guardian angels. I'm grateful for the people in my life who that I don't really talk to that much or know, but who will defend me when I'm not in the room. There are people who just did not, and those are the people who are not in my life, where I know, you know, what was said and things that were done, and the energy that could have just been in don't say anything or encourage, you know, saying I really, you know, the truth is that I know that people in my past who I'm thinking about right now, the people who betrayed me and were disloyal when not in my presence. Do you know what I'm saying? But I know how much there was still love. I can feel it. And that's why one of the words that I created is endojé. Love unites us. And it's also been one of those things where I'm always trying to get away and get to something new, and just kind of, I have a hummingbird spirit. So I'm always just like, and then I feel guilty that I'm leaving, and there's still this pull of wanting to, I don't know, I felt a pull of people not wanting me to go, or wanting me for themselves, or wanting to benefit over the divine energy, also wanting to trap me. There's a bunch of stuff, but I'm free. I'm a free spirit. I was born free. I was always free, and I was always going to become aware that I am, because I knew that I was, but then I felt a lot of restriction. I felt restriction in my throat, so we say throat chakra, in my movement. Being a kid, it was hard. It was hard, but being a spirit child was not. It was exciting. It was frustrating, and it was a lot of. I learned strategy. You know how, like, you'll talk about prodigies, you know, some kids will come in and they're like playing the piano at 2, and the violin, like, they are, you know, you'd be like, yeah, you've been here before. This talent, like, it's innate. If I pass, I want to come back as a painter from the very beginning. Like, I love painting so much. I love it so much. My 5-year anniversary is August 2nd. Whew. But yeah, I would want to come in that way, because that's, for me, it will be automatically sharing, because the paintings are my travels, my thoughts, my all the love. And what I was saying before is about the art transmuting. The art in my past have been so much about transmuting pain and negativity, and processing people's wounds. And so I learned and became skilled at being a transmuter of energy. And I did it before I painted. The paintings were just a visual representation of the energy work that I've done over the years, consciously, since I was 16. And then before that, because I gave my whole life to God, all my lives, all my lifetimes, all my thoughts, all my everything, for God to use me and put me where God needed me to be. And we had ideas and co-created things together. And you know, as soon as I gave myself to God, I was put on the path of Yeshua. At that time, I didn't know. This is 25. I was 25. At that time, I didn't know the word Yeshua was Jesus. Like, I didn't know that. And then it was like almost immediately I learned more about that. It's just, you know, Yeshua is the Hebrew pronunciation. And that path is rewarding. And that path, anybody who, man, it's just it's the qualities developed. Because, Yeshua learned from as he walked the earth, right? If we look at the timeline, people say that he passed in his 30s. And then there's the part of the Bible that had been missing from 12 to 30, like 18 years or something. 18 years. Here in the U.S., 18 years is a big deal. So I feel like, he was walking the world getting educated. And in the physical world and the spirit world, but being prepared. And what Yeshua did for us, Jesus the Christ, that sacrifice freed everything and freed everyone in ways that we can't imagine. But it's like, or that some of us can, but like in more ways, it's so much. It was such a beautiful gift, and we don't have to do that. When I say I follow the path of Yeshua, it's not. I don't have to sacrifice my body like Yeshua did. And so that was automatic coming in. I knew I didn't have to do that. The persecution, a lot of us who believe have been I feel like it comes with it. And at the same time, when I think about the sacrifice and the gift of God sending his only begotten son, this particular creation story, this particular reality, worldview, it's a realm. It's such a beautiful story, and it's the victory. That was the visible victory. That is the irreversible victory. That is completion, and it was done before Yeshua got here. That's what I'm saying. The seed and the fruit, right? We won. And so that's like, sometimes I'm like, sometimes I get like that. The victory, God was always going to win. Love is always going to win. And when I was younger, when I was a kid, I didn't think of anything like that as a competition. I just was living my life and I was like, I have so much love to give. I want to share my love. This was the internal voice from like, I don't know, like little kid to 12 or 13. And then I stopped believing in love, and then at 16 I met somebody, and I realized that there is a God, and my path I chose is God is love, and I chose this word love, agape love, all the loves that I could think of and find. And so, of course, that means a lot of healing, a lot of learning, a lot of dealing with distorted versions. Is distorted is the right word? I don't like to use lower versions or lower consciousness, and I don't want to use baby love. Young love, maybe. I don't know the right word for it. But I explored love in ways that I hadn't before. Darker love, I guess. This is still not the right words. Dark and light love. Love is the main thing. So love is the main energy of the universe for me, my universe, and comes from unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness. Those were my missions. Working with Archangel Raphael from the time I was a little kid to now. When I say little kid, consciously, I was conscious of wanting to be in the Lord's army at age 4. So it was like from this song, like Wee Little Songs, or Wee, WEE, publications or something, but it was like, I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot or I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot something with the artillery. I may never fly over the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. Yes, sir. I'm in the Lord's army. And so that's been part of my path too. I wonder why I can't remember that. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot in the artillery. I think that's it. I may never fly over the enemy. And so, in that sense, you know, yeah, I don't really have anything more to say. I'm going to say goodbye. All right, 35 minutes, 36 minutes, 36:01, 36:02, 36:03.